Welcome back to WTV News. You're watching breaking news coverage that earlier today, Jim Miller, Wartburg College's co-head wrestling coach, announced that he will be stepping down from his Wartburg wrestling coaching position after this season. Now joining us in the studio, we have Romeo Jamesi. He graduated in 2009 and he's a former Wartburg wrestler, and Joe Breitbach, who for years has been the Wartburg wrestling announcer. So I guess we'll start with Romeo. What was your reaction finding out that Coach Miller would be stepping down?
It was a surprise. It was definitely a surprise because I really thought that Coach Miller was going to stay maybe for another 10 years knowing him, so it was a surprise to me. So it was truly a surprise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And Joe?
Shocked, we knew it was coming somewhere down the line, but we just had a big party and we were celebrating 20 consecutive championships. I figured we'd have 5 more and then we'd do it again, but no, it came about, and I applaud him for it. He's doing it the right way. We've got the coaching staff in place, and he's going to be around this year. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Joe, when did you find out? Did you find out during the press conference, or?
Actually, Coach came over to our house, and he waltzes around. It's not his swagger. He just sort of had ants in his pants, and I figured something was up, and all of a sudden he broke the news to Julie and I, and that was last week. But we're glad he did it that way. I would hate to have gone to that press conference today not knowing what it was about, because there were a lot of people that did not have an idea what was going to go on there today.
Right. We're now going to hear a quote from Coach Miller earlier today, just talking about how the wrestlers changed the culture all over the program when he started here.
Understand, when I came, we had a solid program, but we weren't winning championships. And I think it was 15 years in between when we won our first conference championship that first year. But I just wanted to win one. I just wanted to win one. And we had a group of athletes that kind of changed the culture. They took it upon themselves to change the culture of this place, not only of what was going on in our room, but how people viewed us nationally.
Joe, what do you think of what Coach Miller just said?
That's truly what happened. I've been around Wartburg wrestling since way back, 45 years ago. And he's come into the program and he's taken it from the grassroots up to the national power that it is. And
your coach of the year
also changed the attitude of people around the campus of what Wartburg can do, and not only just in wrestling, but in other sports. And it's happened because of him.
Now, Romeo, do you have a favorite memory of Coach Miller?
Favorite memory? There's so many of them that float in my mind, but one of them is for sure my freshman year. Someone mentioned to Coach Miller that I said I was just here to wrestle, and Coach Miller called me down, brought me down into. We had a racquetball. It used to be the old PEC. He brought me down there and asked me the question. I'm hearing this rumor, that you're just here to wrestle, and I said no. For me, that was the best memory to me. Why? Because from that moment on, I knew that he really did care about me, individually and succeeding in life. So that's my favorite memory of him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Coach Keller has been here for 12 years, so it won't be a new thing for him. But Joe, how do you see that transition from Miller to Keller going?
It's been going on. It's going to be smooth. They're on the same page, the same wavelength. They even have some of the same mannerisms, so they'll be fine. The transition will happen very smoothly. Fortunately, Coach Miller will be there all this year, another year of mentoring, but they are on the same page, and Wartburg wrestling, I don't think will miss a beat.
Okay. Nathan?
During the press conference, Coach Keller talked about all that he's learned from Coach Miller. You guys have been around the program a lot, obviously, so what lessons have you learned from Coach Miller?
Oh my, you put me on the spot here. See, I'm his elder, so but the young dog has taught me many things, but I guess it's a way to handle life. He handles it head on. He attacks it like he talks, but the life lessons that he has instilled in all the people in the wrestling program, I think that's most important.
I think the fact that he's always positive. I mean, you never know. I mean, I can't think of any moment, when I wrestled for Coach Miller that he was either negative or thinking was negative about anything, any adversity that we would encounter. There were years where we weren't expecting, to do well, but looking at Coach Miller every day, walking into practice with that positive outlook, really it speaks to me to this day. Even when I go to work, even if I don't feel well, I always remember do it anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, thank you, Romeo and Joe, for joining us. We're now going to take a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we will be sitting down with Coach Miller and Coach Keller. Thanks for joining us.